Thank you so much, you two, for joining me today. How are you doing?
We're so good. How are you?
We're doing good. We're doing good. So you're currently in Tech Week for Beetlejuice Jr. at
Yes.
Stagecrafters. How's that going?
It's going great. It's going great. We're really ahead of the game. I mean, we've been doing full runs like even 2 weeks before tech. So like it almost feels like it's in our bones at this point, in our DNA.
Yeah, we go dark tomorrow and then up on Friday, so not
Yeah.
much time left. Kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous right about now? And like in the timeline of the production, you're about to go dark. Is there the nerve set in?
Little bit, just like with any show. But I mean, I will say, like, in terms of nerves, like, for this show, since it's kind of like how it functions is pretty like loose, like riffy, like
Yeah.
I'm a little less nervous, a little more excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited for everyone to see it. And I don't know, maybe I'm nervous for like the production as a whole. Like I want it to go well, but for us, I feel like we're both really locked in on our characters. So,
Yeah.
I love that. And for the people who don't know, we have Beetlejuice and Lydia sitting in front of us. I mean, this is super, super exciting. Rocco, what's it kind of like to step into the shoes of Beetlejuice?
Dude, it's pretty insane. I'm just really stoked that, I get to step into such like a I don't know, like a storied character, great actor Michael Keaton played him initially, and then just like all the actors who've played him in like the Broadway show and stuff. It's really cool. He's an interesting character. I mean, he's definitely the wackiest I've played, being Beetlejuice, but I think like that's also great because I get to kind of improvise a little bit, get to riff kind of. So yeah, it's very fun. I'm very fortunate.
I was gonna say, not only is he like such an iconic character, but he's also, like you said, wacky. He's kind of weird. He's kind of different, and you got to play
Yeah.
really a lot with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fun. Like as an actor, just like I don't know. It's such an incredible experience to kind of like, okay, how do I make this like demon creepy old guy like super grounded and like actually relatable? Because I feel like also a part of it as an actor is like kind of making him seem like, oh yeah, this guy could exist. You could see this guy in like a coffee shop. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like I don't know, making him grounded too was like very I mean not grounded of course, but like
Sure.
a little relatable. Like I found that, even though we don't want to admit it, we all have a little bit of a Beetlejuice in us. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
there's gonna be moments in this show where you're like, oh yeah, that's something I do, or that's pretty funny. I've seen somebody that reminds me of somebody. You know what I mean? So
A thousand
yeah.
percent. I mean, I think that he is truly. I think he's even funnier in the musical than he is in the movie.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
and Riley, for you, I mean, where would Beetlejuice be without Lydia? What is it like for you to kind of step into that role?
Oh my gosh, it's insane. Like Lydia has been one of my dream roles since I started doing theater, and I don't know if you've heard this, but I've had lots of acting coaches and vocal coaches who tell me like when you walk into an audition room, you never sing Dead Mom as your audition
Okay.
song because everyone's heard it. Everyone's heard it, everyone's done it, everyone's tried to do it because it's so iconic. And the fact that I just get to perform such a big sought after like iconic girl power role, like it's so like empowering and exciting. Yeah.
I was gonna say, of like all the songs from the show, that like the first off the whole being dead thing, but that one song is like the show that everybody knows from Beetlejuice, either whether they've seen it or not. Like if you know theater, you know Dead Mom, and that is
Yeah.
an iconic song.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and so with the two of you, there's you're kind of, the show is the two of you. Granted, there's other characters, but what is that kind of? How are you feeding off of each other when you're on there? Because Lydia and Beetlejuice have some great chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so me and Riley have done shows with each other for years, and like
Okay.
it so that definitely helped with like the chemistry, like we already had that built in.
Yeah.
But like going into the show, even though they seem like kind of different characters, we sort of realized that they're on the same path pretty much. Like, Lydia kind of wants to die and Beetlejuice wants to be alive. They want to trade places.
Right.
And it's an interesting dichotomy where like, by the end of the show, they almost realize that like, well, even though this is what you want, it's not necessarily what you need. And I think we play off that pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it really helps that we're like best friends in real life too, and we get to get to the point where we're like, I don't know, they're kind of like magnets. Like they
Yeah.
get close and close and they're like friends and then they like repel apart.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They make each other mad. But we,
Sure.
yeah, we, like he said, we've played good friends in other shows too. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
I mean, I think that kind of explores like real life friendship too. Of like sometimes you
Yeah,
are
sure.
mad at each other, and sometimes you're the best friends in the world.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But Beetlejuice and Lydia definitely like they need each other.
Yeah,
For
For
sure.
for sure.
So when you're kind of developing your characters, I mean, first off, I should ask, you guys were familiar with Beetlejuice the movie before, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And probably also the stage show. So like, how do you develop your character while like honoring what's happened before, but also making it your own? And Riley, I'll kind of start with you. How do you make Lydia your own?
Well, I am a very bubbly person in real life. I'm very smiley, so not exactly the same character type as Lydia. I have tried to explore a lot more of her emotions besides just like angry and gritty and resentful because that's how she's normally played a lot. And of course, I'm playing that into it too, but I'm trying to find like her softer sides and really show the audience all the whole process of all the emotions that go through people's heads when they're dealing with grief and loss and trying to find themselves. So that's really what I have been focusing on.
I mean, I think that really is the humanization of that character, because she, even though she's a human, she can be kind of, you can feel kind of distance from her as an audience member if she gets too like teenage angsty in that role. And how about you, for you, Rocco? How do you develop Beetlejuice?
Well, I think that, of course, it's very hard to like not just want to copy Michael Keaton or even,
sure.
The original Beetlejuice guy on Broadway, Alex Brightman, because, they're just like geniuses in how they played the role. But I think you can almost learn from them because, like, before Michael Keaton, there was no idea of Beetlejuice. Like, he just kind of walked onto set and was like, this is this guy. So I think it's kind of an interesting experience as an actor to like be like, okay, I can kind of flow and like make this character my own without making him too different, but like, you know, just like reaching from like personal experiences or something is very good because especially like, we do a lot of improv in this show. There's a lot of room to like riff and stuff, and I feel like that can't be pre-rehearsed, right?
Yeah.
Like that's got to kind of come from here. And so I think that really helps with this. And also just when you get the voice down and when you get the makeup and costumes on, it just kind of like the character comes out basically.
I was going to say, I actually spoke with one of the actors who's doing the tour recently.
Nice.
And yeah, the interview's coming out soon, I promise. But
Nice.
there's, he was talking about, he's the understudy for Beetlejuice. And he said that every person who's understudy for Beetlejuice has a distinctness to their Beetlejuice because of how it's going to be portrayed, and you get to really play in a sandbox of like, it's the same character, but it's not the same Beetlejuice for every person.
Right.
And so it's exciting that you kind of get to feel that and you get to improv and kind of riff with that.
Yeah, exactly.
So with this being Beetlejuice Jr., this is kind of it's kind of brought down from the Broadway show, kind of, I don't want to say boiled down because it's still the same show, but how do you feel like maybe the story has changed or the narrative, like what sets Beetlejuice Jr. apart from Beetlejuice the movie or even Beetlejuice the Broadway musical?
I feel like a lot of the adult humor that gets cut out of the main show to make it the junior show, it's not necessarily lost, more implied. So it's kind of more work for actors such as Rocco, where most of the jokes originated from, to like land the jokes that people in the audience will get but go over kids' heads, or just it's a lot more work to be funny, I think, with junior scripts. So it really takes a talented actor to be able to do that.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome.
And I also think that like personally, like of course, like auditioning for this show, I was like, Beetlejuice Jr. How's that gonna work out? I mean, I saw the tour when it came to Detroit, so I was like, dude, that was so raunchy. How does that work? But I was pleasantly surprised to find that like, oh, the essence of the show isn't gone. Like it's still the same wacky, zany humor that audiences have come to love. And I really like I don't think that anybody's gonna be like, yeah, I mean the show was great, but you know, it's kind of lacking
Right.
stuff in the swear word category. And you're like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it takes away from it at all,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Okay, so if it sounds like it remains pretty true to the Beetlejuice experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So how do you feel that this production of Beetlejuice, the musical, has challenged you as an actor? And Rocco, I'm gonna start with you.
Well, I think it's challenged me because, you know, you kind of have to just let yourself be your silliest and like craziest self. And I think even though, that sounds pretty easy, it's a little harder than you think because you gotta take risks. I mean, you gotta try stuff. You gotta, especially with like improv, like I mean, I personally like doing improv, but we have a lot of it in the show, and I feel like at first I was a little worried. I was like, I didn't know if it was gonna land, but I think that definitely challenges you, but also just like honoring the character. Like, I don't want people to walk away from this thinking, man, that was such a departure from anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That wasn't even the same character. Like, I don't want people walking away thinking, oh, that was just Rocco up on stage. Like, I want it to be true to the character without being like an exact carbon copy. So that was really challenging, but we'll see. I
I'm
mean,
sure you knocked it out of the park with this one. Like,
oh, thank you.
Riley, how about for you? What has been the most challenging aspect of this production for you?
I think definitely, living up to Winona Ryder as the original Lydia is a whole thing in its own, but it's obviously a very vocally challenging role, but I've never done so much acting in a show before, and I think that probably is my weakest part of, the triple threat, but I've been having so much fun getting better at acting and working with so many more people in scenes instead of just singing. And I don't know what else has been challenging. It's just been trying to differentiate Lydia from myself because I tend to play boys a lot and animals
Okay.
in shows I've done before. I've never really played a real girl before, and she's just so different from me. So it's been just the process of learning, like I can't just be myself. I got to put myself into this character who already exists, is already iconic. And it's just been really fun getting to play like a real girl.
What a great role to start off, to have like a real, like be a
Yeah.
real girl. um, so with the music, what has been like what is your favorite number to perform? I know that you said, Riley, you said Dead Mom is a great one. Is that your favorite, or do you have another one that you really enjoy performing?
My favorite to perform is Home because
Okay.
I think that's the most emotional part of the show. She's kind of lost in the Netherworld. She's looking for her mom and she's realized she's not going to find her in this big world underneath her world. And she's feeling so lost. She wants to know how to get back home. She's feeling so disconnected from her family. And so she sings about that. And halfway through the song, her father comes on and she realizes that he's followed her and he cares about her. And they have this really emotional talk about, remembering her mother because she feels so angry towards him because she feels like he's pushed the image of her dead mom out of his mind. But they end up making up and deciding to journey back home together. And I feel like that's the most important part of the show to me.
I mean, that truly is like the emotional crux of the show.
Yeah.
What a great turning point. Rocco, how about for you? What's your favorite number to perform?
My favorite number to perform used to be my least favorite, and it's slowly become my favorite. It's That Beautiful Sound, which is like the big dance number in Act Two.
Okay.
And a little background on why that used to be my least favorite is dancing is like my weakest like thing. Like people, I'm at a wedding, people are like, why is this guy on the dance floor? Like I'm messing it up, but messing up the vibe. But I grew as a dancer definitely in this number because it's very, very dance heavy. And also Beetlejuice just has to be like kind of this like fluid like guy, which I've not really had to play before. So I think that it's become my favorite because I've really seen myself like grow in real time. And that's also thanks to our wonderful choreographer, Maria Mo Ochoa. Like she's just incredible. And she usually does like adult shows, but she came to ours and she like really like was like, listen, this choreography is gonna be difficult, but I have faith in you guys, and really like pump me up to be like, okay, I'm okay at dancing now. I can do it. So that's my favorite.
I mean, what a rewarding moment to be able to like nail that and be like, yes, this is it. It went from my least favorite to my
Exactly.
most favorite.
Exactly.
So, Rocco, what's a theme from the show that seems to resonate the most with you?
Um, I think the theme that seems to resonate most with me is not really a theme that my character really experiences, but what struck me at our first read through, which is something that I feel like audiences usually forget. It's not just like a happy, zany show, or scary, like wild ride. There's a strong emotional core, especially with like Lydia and the dead mom. Like I, there's moments in this show where I'm backstage and I'm getting choked up because I'm like, wow, this like I think that this show functions so well because it's not just like in your face, like hooting and hollering, laughing. You know what I mean? Like it's there's a strong they deal with grief in such like a poignant way where I'm like I just I don't know. It gets me every single night, no matter how long I see it, no matter how much I think of it. I'm just like when we hit that number home, and home part two, like the entire cast is singing, and it just feels kind of like okay, even though like you can't see us, we're singing off stage. Like it's almost like everybody's kind of got Lydia's back, and it just really like in this grief stuff, it just like really I don't know resonates with me.
I mean, that's a beautiful answer. Riley, how about for you?
I think playing off of Rocco's grief answer stole my answer, Rocco.
I know that's
Um,
unfair. That's
I'm
unfair.
sorry, dude.
I think not only just the grief, but being able to like the acceptance of what you have and being able to be happy in the situations that you are in and accept the love from the people around you, I think is really important. And the whole show is about Lydia. She spent so long trying to find her mom and searching for this connection that she used to have. And by the end, she realizes that, like the last line of the show, she says, I'm home, because she's looking at the people around her and realizing how much love she has. And like this journey has connected them all. And I think that it's really important how she is able to work through her grief and find people that will help her and like start to understand herself more deeply because of her dealing with her mother's death. And I think that it's really important to be able to understand your emotions. And that's the biggest theme for me.
While Rocco might have stolen your answer, that was just a perfect part two there to that. That
Yeah.
they do kind of work hand in hand, those two themes.
For
Final
sure.
question for you then is just what are you hoping audiences take away from this production of Beetlejuice?
Um, I really hope that they take away the idea that that we all sort of have like a Beetlejuice in us. We all have like every character is relatable in some way, and I feel like that's kind of what the show's about. Because the show isn't just about like, oh, look at this crazy demon guy, like he's so goofy, he's a bad person, like let's just cast him away. Like I think it's also about like, hey, embrace your Beetlejuice side or your Lydia side. Feel emotions. That's really what this show is about. It's like all these different feelings. I mean, there's even a part where, I come alive and I become human. And the whole point is that I feel all these emotions at once and it's super overwhelming. And I think that like that's sort of what the show is about is like, listen, it's okay to feel. It's okay to deal with these things. It's a part of life. Like, and I think that's a message that's like not always, supported, especially in like society. Like I just feel like it's really, really important. So that's what I hope, at least like mainly our audience is kids too. So that's a good thing to have like in the back of your mind as like a kid when you're like your brain is forming.
For sure. Riley, how about for you?
I mean, first of all, I really hope that we're able to make them laugh. It's a super funny show, and
For sure.
I don't want the darkness of it because I mean, every show has its roller coaster of ups and downs and emotions. That's what makes it so deep and complex, but I really hope that we're able to make them laugh because it's such a funny show. And I really hope that our audience has a good time. And another message I hope that they're able to take home is to love who you've got. while you have time, and to just like love with your whole heart. And I mean, as deep as Lydia loves her mom, who's still not around, she wishes she had more time with her, and she realizes by the end that she needs to appreciate her dad more, and she appreciates Beetlejuice for saving her. Like, I think that everyone should just love more.
Two beautiful answers. Thank you, Rocco and Riley, for joining me today. It has been such a pleasure.
Yep, thank you so much.
Beetlejuice Jr. runs at Stagecrafters from July 25th through August 3rd, so get your tickets now, and we will see you there.